So recently I was in Paris, and while I was out there, there was some unfortunate news about Dexter Original Sin Season 2. Basically, Dexter Original Sin has been cancelled, and the earlier renewed Season 2 that was announced back in April of this year will not be happening. As to why this is happening, Paramount was recently bought out, I think. No, it was Showtime. Showtime was recently bought out, and I guess the people who bought it weren't really like paying attention. They were like, "Oh, we don't really want to focus on Original Sin while Resurrection is out, because we want to focus on Resurrection." Which I don't know, kind of happy with that. I would rather they focus on Resurrection over Original Sin, but still, I don't think that warrants having Original Sin cancelled. You know what I mean? And I was just there's like other reasons as well to it. I think they just have like a bunch of reasons which seem a bit silly, and the community's like really mad about it, which, you know, obviously, because people really do enjoy this show for multiple reasons. They just think this cancellation is stupid because it's not fair on the actors. You know, they were promised the season 2, probably took time off work for their personal lives to get ready to film. Season 2 was probably already written by writers who put the time in and now aren't going to see paychecks. You know, Season 2 was probably on Slater. There was a lot of like planning beforehand, which I can assume was done, and now it's just being cut and has probably, you know, messed with a lot of people's lives. And not only that, you know, fans wanted Season 2 because we really did enjoy Original Sin. It felt like a comeback, and now it's just sort of being pushed to the wayside, which is disappointing for a lot of fans, and I can see why they're disappointed. I'm disappointed myself. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. And I think people felt it was a little unfair because, like, the Original Sin cast came to the Resurrection premiere. They were invited, and, like, 8 weeks later, 2 months later, they was just sort of spat in the face of, like, yeah, sorry, we're cancelling your show, get fucked. Yeah, it just seems a bit silly and unfair. And, you know, this has caused uproar. I've seen a lot of fans going about and, like, you know, creating like petitions and getting in touch with all the people who bought out Showtime to bring back Dexter Original Sin because of the silly reasons. Because I remember one of the reasons being that they think that it will be, you know, confusing if 2 people are playing Dexter at once. Like, kind of like insulting fans, saying that they wouldn't understand the idea of a prequel. And I saw someone draw the comparison that The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon was airing at the same time, and everyone understood that that was a prequel, and they were intertwined at some point. And yeah, it's just created a lot of a kerfuffle. Fans are rallying to try and bring it back. And I do agree with the rallying. You know, if you can bring it back, fair enough. But honestly, I think there's a more viable option for the return of Original Sin. Doing it in flashbacks in Resurrection. I mean, we've already seen this cast come back in Resurrection through flashbacks from season 1 and through bringing back actors. Like they brought back young Brian and young Dexter from Original Sin for a scene in episode 1 of Resurrection, A Beating Heart. So I just think that seems like the more viable option. And yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on everything that happened. And, you know, it is disappointing, but that is just how these companies go. Big organizations buy out things, cancel projects just because it seems more viable. But there is the silver lining. We have Resurrection. They want to focus more on that. So hopefully that will elevate Resurrection to be even higher quality than it already is. We're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on Original Sin Season 2's cancellation? Do you have any thoughts on just, you know, in general? I'm sorry that this video is late, because obviously I've been in France while it happened. I was gutted. I just want to get my thoughts out now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.